Vivo X50 Pro unboxing and first look, SoyaCincau. Vivo X50 Pro unboxing and first look, SoyaCincau. Samsung Galaxy M31s camera details, RAM and storage details leak before July 30 launch, Gizmochina. Yakuza. Like a Dragon arrives in November with George Takei leading English voice cast, Geek Culture. Call of Duty Warzone Season 5 teased on Nickmerc's stream, Sportskeeda. Cervelo Caledonia 5 first look. Where road bikes are headed, cycling tips. China's daring Tianwen-1 mission to Mars. Everything you need to know, CNET. MediaTek Dimensity 720 chipset aims even lower for 5G phones, Android Authority. China's Tianwen-1 Mars rover rockets away from Earth, BBC News. Download. Asus ROG Phone 3 wallpapers and live wallpaper ports, XDA developers. Paper Mario, The Origami King, all tricky Ninja Toads locations, Shacknew.